There's a moment, somewhere around 2 p.m., when your brain quietly gives up. The words on the screen start to blur. You reach for coffee, for sugar, for your phone, anything to feel sharp again. Nothing works. You assume it's a sleep problem, a discipline problem, just the modern condition. It isn't. 1,000 years before anyone invented the office chair, monks had already solved this exact collapse. Not with caffeine, not with willpower. With something so simple, modern neuroscience almost missed it. They walked. But not the way you walk. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why the midday fog isn't laziness. It's biology. You'll see what monks discovered about the human mind that took science centuries to confirm. And you'll learn a short practice that lowers cortisol, clears mental fog, and restores focus, without leaving your home. Here's the uncomfortable part. The average modern adult sits for roughly 9.5 hours a day. Your body interprets that stillness the way it interprets a long, slow stress event. Cortisol stays elevated, blood sugar drifts, attention narrows. And by midday, the brain is running on a kind of low static, alert enough to type, too foggy to think. You've probably blamed yourself for this for years. It was never you. Walk into almost any Buddhist monastery and you'll see something strange. After long stretches of seated meditation, the monks rise. They form a slow line, and they walk, sometimes in a circle, sometimes between two trees, step by step, breath by breath. In Zen, they call it kinhin. In Theravada, cankama. The Benedictines had their own version, slow, contemplative walks through the cloister between hours of prayer. Different robes, different languages, same instinct. The mind, they realized, doesn't clear by forcing it. It clears by moving the body in a very particular way. And here's where it gets strange. Modern researchers, studying everything from cortisol curves to default mode brain activity, have been quietly arriving at the same conclusion. Slow, rhythmic walking under conscious attention lowers stress hormones more reliably than sitting still. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It pulls the brain out of fight or flight and into what scientists call a soft focus state. The same state where insight, creativity, and calm emerge. A short, mindful walk doesn't just feel restorative. It measurably resets the chemistry of your afternoon. Now think about what most people do instead. At 2 p.m., they sink deeper into the chair. They scroll. They drink more coffee, which spikes cortisol on top of cortisol. They push through. And the cost compounds. Years of unresolved midday stress quietly reshape sleep, mood, memory, and metabolism. The fog you feel today is the same fog that, repeated 1,000 times, becomes the burnout you fear tomorrow. Monks understood something we forgot. The body is not the enemy of focus. It's the doorway. But here's the part most people get wrong. Walking, by itself, isn't the medicine. You can walk a mile checking your phone and arrive more depleted than when you started. The mind continues exactly where it left off, refreshing, comparing, worrying. What the monks practiced was something subtler. They weren't walking to get somewhere. They were walking to come back, to the breath, to the body, to the moment they'd been absent from all day. The destination was attention itself. So here's how to do it. Find a quiet stretch of floor. 10 paces is enough. A hallway, a garden path, a room. Stand still. Feel your feet. Let your shoulders drop. Then walk, slowly, slower than you think. Let each step take a full breath. Heel, arch, toe. Notice the shift of weight. Notice the cool air. Notice the small sounds you usually miss. When your mind wanders, and it will, don't fight it. Just return to the next step. 10 minutes is enough. Some monks did this for hours. You don't need to. What you'll notice, almost immediately, is the static fading, the fog lifting, a quiet kind of clarity returning, as if something inside you remembered how to breathe. And this is the part that catches people off guard. After a few days of practicing this, something shifts beyond the afternoon. You start sleeping more deeply. You react less to small irritations. The compulsive urge to grab your phone every few minutes loosens its grip. Because what you're really training isn't walking. You're training the nervous system to remember stillness, even in motion, even in a world that's forgotten how. The monks knew this. They built entire lives around it. We live inside a culture that confuses busyness with meaning and exhaustion with virtue. The monks would have found this strange. They lived simpler lives, in quieter rooms, with fewer distractions. And yet, they understood something about the human mind that most of us, with all our information, have lost. That clarity isn't found by pushing harder. It's found by slowing down, deliberately, repeatedly, until the noise inside you settles and you can finally hear yourself again. The fog at 2 p.m. isn't a problem to fix. It's an invitation. For more than 1,000 years, monks built their days around small, deliberate practices like this. Not because they had nothing else to do, but because they understood what daily discipline does to a human mind over time. It sharpens focus. It quiets stress. It returns you to yourself. The monk method is a 21-day program that adapts those ancient practices for the life you actually live. No robes, no mountaintop. Just a series of simple, daily rituals, drawn from the monks who mastered the inner life, guiding you toward clarity, calm, and a deeper kind of strength. 21 days is all it takes to begin remembering what they never forgot. The link is in the description. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, and I'll see you in the next one.